Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't figured it out yet, my name is Jessie or Jess, and I've decided to create a YouTube channel, which is interesting because I have zero tech skills. I am not tech savvy by any stretch of the means, and yet here I am, but that's okay. I'm going to learn some new skills, and the experience is going to allow personal growth, and it's going to be amazing. I think the reason I decided to start a YouTube channel was for three main reasons. First of all, as my description says, I am a maturing, physically challenged adult. Um, I am 51 years old, and I have a condition that I've had since birth, and that condition is spastic diplegia cerebral palsy. And the short of it is that my condition has me confined to a wheelchair. I am pretty independent, however. I do most things on my own. A lot of things, depending on the situation. There are many things I need help with. But I consider myself very fortunate in that, it could always be worse. And I've decided to not be a victim of my condition, but to face the challenges head on. And I want to share those here. As a maturing, physically challenged adult, as I've said, I've had my condition my entire life. And the one thing that I've noticed is that as I have gotten older, services that are available to people with cerebral palsy. I say cerebral palsy, but I'm sure it goes across the board. I will only ever speak of something that I personally have knowledge of. And so for me, what I know is that in my experience, services for people with, especially adults with cerebral palsy, become fewer and fewer as we get older, which to me does not make sense, because as any human gets older, many human beings have different health issues that pop up, mobility issues that pop up, all of these things, and that's just being alive, and then you put into that the layer of being physically challenged. I don't understand why services are so difficult and so far and few between. Especially when you have a disability, I really feel like there needs to be something to fill in the gaps. Now, I am not a professional at anything by any means. I will never give you medical advice. I can't make recommendations for anyone's specific situation, because I don't know you. I don't know your specific challenges. Even if you have cerebral palsy, it could look vastly different for you than it does for me. So everything that I talk about here or on my social media in general will be based solely in my experiences, because I am a professional at nothing other than my experience. My hope is that in sharing my experience, I can create awareness that maybe there's an unmet need, and maybe that can create change. Because I believe that the first step to creating change is to bring awareness that there is an unmet need somewhere. the other thing I hope to do is to create an environment where people who, whatever your challenges are, you don't have to have a quote unquote disability, or be struggling physically for whatever reason. You could just be a person in life that's just like, hey, I need an uplift. I can't guarantee that I will be that for you, but I will do my best. My hope is to create an environment where people feel safe to share their struggles and be able to talk about it. Let's make it less taboo and talk about it so that those unmet needs can be met, and we can live a greater quality of life. Also, I decided to create this channel because I think it would be a good opportunity to document my successes. If it is on a selfish note, sometimes I need to be reminded that I've come a long way and I have accomplished a lot. Because sometimes when you're in the thick of it in life and you're going through something, sometimes for myself, I get caught up in whatever that is, and I forget that this is just one moment. I've already overcome so much, and I can continue to do that. And I hope that through these videos and my experiences, that at least one other person will get the same message and motivation on a day when you just don't want to. You just don't want to. You're not feeling it. But I want a place where, I can say, I did something amazing today. I got, like when I got my Tech RMD device, that video is on this channel. And that was a major, major win, because that took about 5 years of me fighting to get it paid for, because I don't have that kind of money. But through persistence and just me not accepting no, I was able to get that device, and I absolutely love it. And I watch that video back every once in a while, because yes, I have the device. I use it on a regular basis, and it's sitting in my living room as we speak. But you forget that when you're in the thick of it, when you're going through something difficult, you forget that you've accomplished so much so far, and there's so much more to be accomplished. So long as there is air in my lungs and my blood is pumping, there is something more for me to accomplish. And I think that's what this channel is about as well, is wanting to contribute something more, wanting to do something more, and finally giving myself the okay to share the experiences with a wider audience, hopefully. And hopefully my hope is that at least one other person can gain something from this and get something of value from it. And then my third reason for wanting to do YouTube is plain and simple. I've lived a life that's very dependent on the system. In my life circumstances, I'm not going to go into in great detail. I don't know if I will later either. We'll have to wait and see what that looks like. But I I'm grateful for the programs that are supportive of people who are disabled and who have challenges. I'm grateful that there's programs out there to help us, and I'm not turning my nose up at that one bit, because they've helped me out tremendously. But having said that, they are limited, and they are very, very, very structured and very rigid. And I'm at a point in my life where I just feel like, yes, I'm very grateful for those things, but I just feel like I'm meant for something more. There is so much more I want to accomplish. There's so much more that I want to do. There's goals that I want to achieve, and things that I want to do that are going to be very difficult. If I choose to stay within a system that kind of boxes me in and says, these are your parameters, I need to find a way to widen those parameters a bit, to give me a little bit more space to spread my wings, because I have big goals and big ambitions, y'all. There are things that I want to do, things that I want to accomplish, and I just, I sit back and I know that I've heard the cliches, you are where you need to be, and you're right where you're supposed to be in the moment, and I get that, and I live within the moment, and I appreciate the journey that I've been on, but I want to take a more I want to live a life that resonates with my soul, and I want to create that. And I think if I can figure out this YouTube thing and figure out how to make it work, I think this can be the catalyst to help me meet those goals. That's what I really want. I have visions, and I have things that I want to accomplish. And I think that if I can get a good YouTube channel going, that I can do this. I've done all of the self-doubting, and I've watched many YouTube videos about it where, you talk about, well, I don't have enough experience talking in front of the camera, I don't have the right equipment, I'm not tech savvy, I don't have lights. There's a million and one different reasons why you can't do something. And I just, I realize that if I just keep going with those excuses, it's never going to happen. And no one's going to make it happen for me. So I need to make this happen for myself. That's why this YouTube channel. Number one, I want to create awareness of unmet needs, because that's how you create change. I want to create real change in the world. I'm not saying that you need to write about me in your history books. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is I want something more, not just for myself, but for people in general, whether you have a disability or if you're just struggling in everyday life. And that's the second point to my YouTube channel, is let's build a community where we focus on positivity. But let's be real, life stinks sometimes, but that's okay. I wake up every morning, and some days I have struggles. Some days I'm in a lot of pain. Some days I get up to go to the bathroom and I end up on the floor. Some days CP kicks my ass. But I think that's what makes me a warrior. That's what a CP warrior is we look at all of those challenges and we make the decision of whether you can verbalize it or not. You make the decision. I am not going to be a victim of my condition. Whether it's a physical disability condition, or it's an emotional condition, or if it's just a mental block that you have temporarily. I don't want to be a victim of my condition, and I don't want anyone else to be a victim of their conditions, whatever they are, permanent, short-term, long-term. Don't be a victim of your condition. Join me on this journey. Let's celebrate life's little wins and celebrate the huge ones. But I think it's the little ones that are really, really important, because they tend to be the ones that get overlooked. And sometimes it's those little ones that build the larger ones that get us to where we want to be. And I'm hoping that this channel will do that. So let's overcome our challenges, create a community, create change, and enjoy the journey of life. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you will come back if you have any questions. Let's talk about them in the comments below. If you have suggestions about videos, I'm open to talk about my personal experiences. I'm open to looking at what technology I use or what gadgets I use to help me get through the day, and just day-to-day vlogging, what life looks like on the norm. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this channel. I look forward to enjoying making the videos more. Right now it's a task because I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm learning, and I hope that you stick around to watch the growth and be a part of it. Thanks for watching. Bye, friends.